Hey, greetings everyone, once again. So, I was just saying something about Detroit public schools, and coming to find out they're shutting off their water supply at their schools, man, because of lead and copper. It says here in the Free Press, the Detroit School District is shutting off drinking water to all of its schools after test results found elevated levels of lead or copper in 16 out of 24 schools they recently tested. They have no evidence that there are elevated levels of copper or lead in other schools. They're just waiting on test results. Out of an abundance of caution and concern for the safety of the students and employees, they're turning off the water. So they're going to go through a deeper, broader analysis to determine long-term solutions. So here's the thing: we already had a Flint water crisis. Now DPS is suffering with a water crisis. So they're suffering with education, they're suffering with sanitation, because if you can recall a while back, I think it was like last year, they had mushrooms and fungus growing up in there. And now they have infected water. And I mean, it's reasonable to believe that the outer cities should be cautious too. So continue to buy bottled water if you're living in the Metro Detroit area. Detroit definitely. And I mean, so y'all are supplying Flint with your water, so that means their water is still no better. I mean, this is just unbelievable. It's unbelievable to think that we live in a country. This is because the state. This is a state problem, right? But the country has even their own problems. So we live in a country just in general that doesn't care about its citizens, and definitely not the states, because here it is, our kids are drinking poisonous water. Yeah, they're going to shut the water off, but I mean, so are these kids just going to be in school with no water? Like, how is this going to work out? I mean, the toilets aren't going to flush? Maybe they'll keep the toilet water on. Maybe they'll keep the little access, the pipes that run to the toilets on. But I don't even know if they have those shut off like that, section off like that. I don't know how their plumbing is. So it kind of makes you wonder. This is something. This is something, and as we begin to find out more and more things that's going on, more and more devastation, it really makes people paranoid. It makes people not trusting, and it makes people not want to have children, which they are already into population control. So this is just one more thing, because a lot of people feel like that's one less thing I have to worry about in this living in this life. Is hard enough trying to fend for yourself, let alone worrying about your kids' safety, how they're going to learn, and if they're not going to be poisoned to death while attempting to learn. Now, with Aretha Franklin, President, former President Barack Obama, nor Michelle, First Lady Michelle, will be in attendance. However, they're going to write a letter. Their letter that they have written, Al Sharpton will be reading. The funeral will be held on Friday at Greater Grace Temple. It's private invitation only. Yeah, that's right. Greater Grace definitely has the capacity to host this thing. It's a big church. I'm a former member, so it's a big church. So good for Bishop Ellis. I know he'll be able to handle the task. So they won't be in attendance. So if y'all thought that President Obama will be there and Michelle, they will not be there. But like I said, they will be having Al Sharpton read a letter, and Bush has a letter that will be read also. He's got his own letter. So that's interesting. Aretha has performed at inaugurations. She did President Obama's, President Jimmy Carter's. She performed at that in 1977. So Aretha has touched many, and people are going to show their respects. I mean, there's people still lined up outside the Charles H. Wright Museum today. Long lines. Actually, a friend of mine, her mother went and said she got through the line despite the length in about 10-15 minutes. So that was good. That was encouraging. Rest in peace, Aretha. She had wardrobe changes, honey, in that casting. Like I said yesterday, she had those heels on. So that was great. That was wonderful. It's good to celebrate our icons, especially, one that's here and native to our city. So that's wonderful. Well, that's all I have for today, y'all. And thanks again, once again, for tuning in to Porch Talk. Make sure you like the video and make sure you check out some other videos. Every once in a while, I like to go live and just give little updates, nothing too lengthy. And look out for our skits. Me and Miss Fifi, the plug, we have linked up and we're showing up and showing out. So make sure you check out those as well. Thank you guys so much for your love, support. I'll check you next time. Bye.